the pain was unbearable. It was just, there wasn't one bit of my body that wasn't safe. I was bedbound for a very long time, probably about 6 months. And I remember in those days, I used to always think, oh my God, what's going to happen with my muscles? What's going to happen with my body? It just really got to the point where I just couldn't move. The worst thing, Miguel, as you probably know, is having people not believing how bad you are, how bad this is. The only outing was to go and see doctors and specialists. I got told that there's definitely no cure. And I'm like, there can't be no cure. And I think I told you this before, Miguel, when I went to my endocrinologist and we did this massive amount of tests, and he said, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that there's nothing wrong with you. And I'm like, how can there not be anything wrong with me? I've tried everything. I can't even tell you the amount of money that I spent. It's just absurd. I stopped counting.
How's it going, everybody? Miguel here with CFS Recovery. Today we have Alexia all the way from Australia, and I wanted to bring her on here just to share some of her amazing progress from just the last, actually just under 3 months. And, you've been dealing with this for quite a while, Alexia, but, life has really turned around for you in the last 3 months. You came on board, you've been seeing tons and tons of progress. You've been doing things you haven't done in 12 years, but before we jump into it, just maybe introduce yourself, let people know where you're from and a little bit of your background.
Definitely. Hi, everyone. My name is Alexia. I'm from Perth, sunny Perth in Western Australia. I got very sick over 12 years ago, and it was a gradual thing. It just got just worse and worse every time, and to the point where I was bedbound for a very long time, probably about 6 months. And I remember in those days, I used to always think, oh my God, what's going to happen with my muscles? What's going to happen with my body? I just can't, I don't understand how this works. And it just really got to the point where I just couldn't move. And I was running a business in those days, and I had to get driven to my business to spend just barely an hour to do the rosters and check, make sure that everything's okay, and then I will just get driven back and completely just I will be wiped out in bed and spend the rest of the week there. So that was my life back then. And I got the whole system of symptoms. I got the whole lot. I was so bad, so much pain. I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. I was in bed. I couldn't even turn around in bed. So it was just horrible. I remember thinking, what's the point living? I just don't want to be here. But I'm a very determined person. I just kept on going. And then it started this array of specialists and, doctors and gurus. And I've tried everything. I even went to Germany and Switzerland and see if there was clinics or anything that would fix me. I traveled very badly towards country, across country to see a specialist in immunology. I can't even tell you the amount of money that I spent. It's just absurd. I stopped counting, over $120,000, I think. I'm embarrassed to say that I spent that much money. But you got to understand that the reason why I'm here today, I'm a very private person, but I've always said if I found something that I was going to tell everyone.
We are.
So
here we are, and you're sharing your story. So let's rewind the clock a little bit. Before you started getting sick, you mentioned you were a businesswoman, right? You were really heavy into business. So what was life like right before you got sick?
Yeah, my life before was great. You just work really hard, then you travel really hard. That's what you do. You just I was very outgoing, just living life, just enjoying life. But I did have a lot of trauma when I was younger. I was, unfortunately, one of these trauma was very prolonged over the years, and I think that's when it started. And I was a bit worried when I was joining this group, and I saw there was a lot of people with long COVID. And I thought, well, I've had this for such a long time, and I was actually quite embarrassed because I've had it, for a long time. But after listening to your stories and the mental stories, and I looked at your video and you were mentioning your symptoms, and I thought, well, nobody can make this up. Right? You could tell that your symptoms were real, was what I felt. So, but yeah, my life was amazing before. You worked all day, then you went out for dinner on the same day, and you went out, to the theatre or seeing show on the same night, and it's just.
So what really kicked this all off? Did it happen over time, or was there something specific where it kind of triggered all of this and then it was just downhill from there?
I've always had a lot of stress. It was a gradual thing. I just felt like not normal. I remember one day, because I always like taking stairs wherever I went. It was always, no, we take the stairs. I got to a place and I went up the stairs and I got there and I went, oh my God, I just cannot walk anymore. I was stuck. Lucky there was a coffee shop right next to it and I sat down and I thought, I don't know what's happening. I just, I was just completely
Wow.
froze. It took me about an hour to be able to get up and then, catch the escalator
So
back
it's
and
like your
just come
body just
home
hit a
because I
wall
couldn't walk.
one day,
And
just hit.
another time, I just hit a wall. Yeah. And then I thought, then of course all the doctors started. And then I sort of rested. I got a bit better. And I walked to the beach and like I'm 5 minutes to the beach. And I got there and that was it again. I just could not take another step. I
Wow.
just didn't know what was going on. And that's when it started. That's when it started all, wasting money and
Yeah. So maybe
seeing
just
everybody.
touch a little bit on that. I mean, you were kind of struggling and lost for about 12 years before you found my videos. I mean, what kind of things did you try? Obviously, you've seen the doctors, specialists. I mean, I guess
Of
the question
course.
is, what did you try?
Miguel, it's embarrassing. Honestly, it's embarrassing. I've tried even put electrodes in your brain, that kind of training, brain training, and that made it so bad because it stimulated my brain. That's really great for people that have strokes and heart attacks and the brain doesn't work. But my brain was already stimulated. I remember my head being so hot. I went to the hospital about 3 times because I thought I was going to catch on fire. I used to put ice packs around the head and they got under the air
Yeah,
conditioner because I
yeah.
just
So you
couldn't handle
experienced
it.
lots of pain, right? Pain was one
And
of the big
yeah,
ones for you.
yeah, the pain was unbearable. It was just there wasn't one bit of my body that wasn't safe. I think my eyeballs were probably the only thing that weren't sore. Everything else was a nightmare. And I've never had a pain before. Like I got through my life without even
Wow.
having a headache. I was always very healthy, still am. But yeah,
Yeah.
never had a headache even before. And I think my pain threshold was quite strong because I'm just
Mhm.
not a complainer. I just don't complain. In fact, the few times that I went out with chronic fatigue, you just put a bit of makeup on and I just never used to say anything. I remember, oh my God, I feel dead on the inside, but you just put your
Yeah.
bravest face and
Wow.
you just get out there.
So at your
It's pretty good.
worst, you mentioned you were pretty much bedbound, right? So that's how debilitated you were. And how long ago was that?
I so that was 12 years ago, and that went on for the first 6 months really bad, and then I sort of tried sitting up in bed, but it was even terrible answering the phone or even turning around in bed. It was that bad that I just didn't know what was going on. I thought this was a step before dying. That's what I thought.
Hmm.
It was that bad.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, right? It feels like you have one more day left, or some days you wake up and it's like, why did I even wake up today, right? As dark as that sounds, I think anybody who's had CFS at a pretty extreme level, they've felt that because you're kind of just you're literally surviving, which is why I call us the thrivers. Is it's the opposite of surviving. It's to thrive, but exactly the wristbands. But there was a time when we were really just surviving, right? So for the next 12 years after that, it was kind of just getting by, but you weren't really functional. It was just getting what you can out of the
It was just like you said, just getting by, just doing the best, and the only outing was to go and see doctors and specialists. And I got told that there's definitely no cure, and I'm like, there can't be no cure. And I think I told you this before, Miguel, when I went to my endocrinologist, and we did this massive amount of test, and he said, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that there's nothing wrong with you. And I'm like, how can there not be anything wrong with me? He says, the bad news is that you've got CFS and there's no cure. If you find one, let me know. I went,
Wow.
no cure. There's cure for everything. This is naive I was. I didn't know that there's a lot of, unfortunately, sicknesses that there's no cure.
Wow.
And so I thought, nah, I'll find a cure. And so I went in this massive search when I could, because of course, most of the time I was so knocked out. But I kept on going and kept on looking for things, and I'm very determined, very, very determined. I remember there's a lot of people that say, nah, you're not going to come out of this. There's no cure. And I'm like, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm really going to prove you wrong. So I owed it to myself to just get out there, and I just kept on going until I came across your video.
Mm.
And I just thought, okay. I just trusted you because, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make these symptoms up.
Yeah.
It's only a person that has gone through it
Oh yeah.
and that knows how bad it is and knows the feeling of the symptoms.
Yeah. And that's huge. You wanted to prove people wrong. And because I think a part of us, we all have that thriver inside of us, even if it's just small, but we know at some point that we can totally recover. There's, even if it's just 1% chance, it's like, I know there's a future. You're probably thinking, I know there's a future where Alessia is living her life. It's possible. Chances are quite low right now, but I know it's possible. So let's prove people wrong, So
There is a way out. I always said there's got to be a way out. It's not me. This is not right.
yeah,
I've been in bed 24/7. It's not me. But the more I try, the more you get these setbacks. It was just horrible. But yeah, there's been quite a few people that said to me, you're not going to get better.
yeah,
There's just no way out. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And
We'll see.
even now, as you're getting better and recovering, there's still people saying, "Oh, you probably never had it," or "No, it's fake." And I know you're in some other Facebook groups, right, where they. It's interesting once you start recovering, people say we never had it in the first place, right? So
Yeah, and because, like I said, Miguel, if I've always said if I found a cure or a way out, I was gonna tell everybody. So I started telling people on. I only joined Facebook a year ago because I wanted to see what if it was any help with CFS. But it turned out it was just a whinge after the other, and it was just really bad ways. And so when I started your course and I started seeing changes, I'm going, that is the way out. We can do this. I got shut off straight away. They deleted me. I just couldn't believe it.
it kicked you out.
But
It's
yeah, they
wild.
kicked me out. They kicked me out. But it's true. The condescending tone of doctors and people, even the condescending looks that I got. Oh, you look fine. There's nothing wrong with you. I thought I can't even talk properly. When you get that, when you lose your words in the middle of a
Yeah,
phrase of a sentence. I've already got an accent, so it's a bit
you're
hard for
speechless.
me already.
Yeah, you're just speechless, pretty much.
Oh my gosh, it was just terrible. I remember even at work that I used to, do quotes and see people and then used to turn around and go to some person, oh, hi, would you like a quote? And I'm going, oh my God, did I just speak to that person? It was horrid.
Yeah.
So I had to write everything down, even to the point of, this person has got long hair, dark hair, to remember who they were. I was talking to my brother and I forgot his kids' names. I just couldn't remember. So my
Mm-hmm.
symptoms were horrid. Were
Oh yeah,
horrid. But I think the worst thing, Miguel, as you probably know, is having people not believing how bad you are, how bad this is.
yeah. That was the same thing for me too, because on the outside you look physically okay. It's not like your legs are cut off or something like that. It's like you have hair. I mean, you have your eyes are open. You're able to hear things and kind of converse. So from the outside, you look completely normal, but from the inside, you're fighting a battle just to even sit up straight sometimes,
Oh,
right?
you just feel like you're dying. Feel like you're dying. And the sit up straight, there's another thing, I lost my posture. I'd lost my swag, how you walk properly. I just couldn't even walk. It
Mm-hmm.
was horrid. But I still have hair loss. Look at this, Miguel. I've actually got a couple of clippings today because
Mm-hmm.
I've lost so much hair. And
Mm-hmm.
that stopped, by the way. So the last week it stopped. So hopefully
Yeah,
I get some hair back. But yeah,
yeah,
I,
your
I got
hair's looking good. Damn,
yeah, I
you
got
got a
all
full
of the
set.
symptoms. That was horrid. But even
Yeah,
family members, it's hard for me to tell them how bad this is because if you haven't gone through it, you just will never know what it's like.
yeah, exactly. That's why I'm so happy you came across my content and it resonated and something clicked. And then we ended up talking. You applied for the program and you were a good fit. And then you thought about it for a bit and you kind of pulled the trigger and was like, let's do it. So what made you join Recovery Jumpstart? Because obviously you tried. I mean, you mentioned you spent over 120. You stopped counting after 120,000, right?
Yeah.
So what made you take the leap of faith for this? What made you think like,
It,
oh, it's not going to be the same as everything else?
it was not years ago. I said to myself, that's it. I am not going to go to see any more doctors. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to put this behind me and just do my best. And that was years ago. I hadn't been to a doctor for about 4 years. So I stopped doing that. It was your video, the video that you showed how sick you were, and when you were talking about your symptoms is what got me.
Mm,
Because I thought, nah, there's no way that a normal person would know exactly what the symptoms are like. So that's what got me in. And then, of course, talking to you and the fact that your my mentors, you and the other beautiful mentors have gone through it. That's exactly
Yeah.
what really got me in, that they know exactly what it's like. And when we talk, it's just wonderful to have that understanding and that um, just that knowing, and the support, because we don't get support outside. We
Hmm.
can talk to anybody, but nobody understands. And it was
Hmm.
really funny, Miguel. 2 weeks. It took me 2 weeks to realize when we started the course what this was all about. And then I clicked. Like you always say, Miguel, is that mind shift. When I clicked, that was it. My smile came back, and I had really bad pains in my legs for years. Oh my gosh, I couldn't sleep at night with the restless legs. First thing
Hmm.
that went was that, and the sleep and the smile. And I was like, yes, I'm doing this, and that was it.
Yeah.
I took off. I remember a week after that, I went for a walk. My first walk in the morning. I was so excited. I was crying because like it's in the morning. I'm walking. This is amazing. I was so happy, and I just kept on going. And yeah, it just felt right. And it's been win after win. Miguel's got a channel where everybody
Yeah.
posts all the wins, and then of course we get this massive support and cheers from everybody, all the thrivers and all the people doing this course, and that
Yeah.
gives you such a boost. You want to do more, and yeah, it's amazing. So that's the boost that we need, every
Yeah.
week and every day that we talk to these amazing people, and to see other people's wins as well. People that haven't walked or haven't been able to do stairs. That's my next challenge, stairs.
Hmm.
um, and it's just been amazing, absolutely amazing. Once I made that mind switch, once I understood what this program was about, and how your mind is affected by all of this, and also knowing that there is nothing wrong with your body. It's this part of the brain that is just not working. That made
Hmm.
me feel good as well, because you think that there's something really, really bad in your body.
Yeah. Yeah, you think your organs are shutting down or your legs are just literally
Absolutely.
stopping to work, but it's all an issue with the way the brain is communicating with the body. But the body is actually fine. It's all in the way the brain is wired, right? So that's huge. I remember our first check-in call when we were coming up with your individual plan, and that was week 2, and you were still, yeah, I remember you were still pretty scared of the symptoms, pretty terrified of the symptoms. And then the week after that, it kind of just set in motion a whole domino effect of win after win after win. And
Yeah, definitely.
one really big thing I think that makes a big difference in what we do is, people think, oh, it's just a bunch of video modules and we, a few group calls here and there, but the actual interaction with the coaches makes such a huge difference. Like having that safety net, right? So how impactful was it knowing you have the coaches in your corner that you can message us anytime, and even being on the calls with like a small team? It feels like you're part of a small team. How important was that?
Oh, it's massive. I've never had support outside this program. Never. The modules that you do are fun, by the way, and the program is not hard. It's actually fun. Once you understand how your mind works and you make that switch, that's it. There's no stopping you. Um, I think the intimidating thing for me, because I'm a private person, was the Zoom call. Remember, the beginners said, "Do I have to do this Zoom call with everybody else? I don't want to do it." But then once you get to see that these poor people are just like you, whoever, if they've got ME, or if they've got long
Long
COVID,
time.
they're just like you. They have the same pain as you. They have the same fears as you, and um, knowing that every single one of your mentors have gone through and they've come the other side. And the support that you get, it's amazing. Anything that you need, you're always there answering questions, and your support is undivided. It's just amazing. And the things
Mhm.
that you are doing, this, you're literally saving people's lives. You've saved my life. I can tell you that, because I was such in a bad place. And I mean,
Mhm.
since then I've sold my business extremely cheap, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter. It's part of the process, part of the bigger picture. And it's you're saving people lives. Well done for doing this. And I'm sure you get days that it's very draining for you, Miguel.
Oh yeah.
Talking to
Hey.
us and twice a week plus the mentors calls. But that's what we need,
Yeah.
especially at the beginning. We need that support, and we need that you can do this. Just to hear these words, you can do this. You're strong enough. It's
Hmm.
it's it's everything. It's everything.
Oh
So,
yeah.
well done for doing this for us, Miguel. We really appreciate it. And Thank goodness.
Thank
Thank goodness you've had it. So
Yeah,
you know.
right? It's I turned what was a nightmare into like almost a dream come true to help people all around the world. And it's so fulfilling to see, people like yourself and other people in the program just getting their lives back. And
Yeah.
I think that support is massive. Without, for example, your main coach was Adrienne, in addition to everybody else, but we had her following up with you. We had her doing check-in calls, building a plan, tweaking it, and it just really provides you a sense of safety and that feeling that you're not doing this all on your own. It's just yeah, it just helps give you confidence that okay,
Yeah.
I'm actually on the right track. I have a plan in place now, right?
And plus, when you've gone through the hurdle of meeting everybody on the Zoom, it becomes fun. And you get to know them on a personal level. You meet these amazing people from all over the world. And as long as you let your guards down and don't fight the program, just listen to it, learn from it, let your guards down. This program is for you. And the more you get into it, the quicker you get better and the more you learn about yourself as well. The
Yeah.
quicker you make the switch, because if you're come with the program proving something, it's not worth it. But if you really
Hmm.
honestly want to get better, it is so quick and so easy. Like I said, as soon as you make the mind switch, nothing stops you. I went
Hmm.
from bedridden, to power walking. I actually, like I said to Miguel, I was walking the other day and I thought I was walking a little bit faster and I took over a person. I'm going, geez, I must be walking really hard. The next day I went back for a power walk and I pushed it as hard as I could. It was a 40-minute full on power walk. I said, I could
Yeah.
not believe I was there. I was crying. I was so happy, but crying at the same time. I was going, oh my God, I'm so strong. I was really, I was
Oh yeah,
crying
that's
so
amazing.
much. I was so happy. And then there's no stopping.
Tears of joy.
And
The
now I've
tears of joy.
started, going out for lunches and meeting my girlfriends, going out for coffees. And, last Sunday I came back from, having lunch with mum and dad and I went for a walk straight after, another 40-minute walk. Never done that before in 12 years, never. So that was
That's
massive for
wild.
me. And
That's
guess
wild.
what else? I was able to wash my hair with warm water, with hot water. I've never done that because I was always so worried about temperature. I've had huge temperature issues. Huge.
Yeah.
Like, my phone came my best friend when it came to temperature. How hot is it today? Can I just step outside? I was so paranoid of the hot weather and the wind. The nervous system was so overreacting that I used to get the biggest pain in my teeth, my jaw, and my ears from the wind. I couldn't even go even outside. And the hot weather used to knock me out. Oh, I can't go outside. I have to wait for a week until the weather comes down so that I'm able to go just to smell my flowers outside in the gardens. It was horrible.
Wow. So you're that sensitive, but now you don't even really think about it, right?
Yeah,
You just
I'm
go
just,
outside.
if I got to go somewhere, I grab the keys and go. And before it was like, hang on a minute, hang on, can I do this? Is the weather okay? I need to take a big breath. Now I'm just like, woohoo, I'm out of here.
Yeah. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And what was really cool, something that was really touching for me to even see was your first big win in the program when you got to walk on the beach for the first time in 12 years. So maybe just describe that, your first walk on the beach. How did that come about? Walk us through
Yes.
that.
So I made that switch and I started making myself stronger with the tools that you gave us, that you gave me. And one day I was just looking outside, oh, I really want to go for a walk. I wonder if I can do this. I thought, let's do it. So yeah, I just went for this massive walk and it felt so freeing and so deliberating and so like I accomplished, like I started having my life back. Like I started having my
Hmm.
life back. And I was taking selfies. I don't take selfies. I hate taking photos. I don't have any photos in my camera. But I was so happy. I'm waiting for the minute when there was no one around. And yeah, I just took this selfie. And the next time I went in the water, I had not been in the water for 12 years. And I remember I got to do this. I got to take my photo in the water. And it just felt amazing. That's the only way that I can describe it. It was just being reborn again, having a second chance in life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. And I remember when you posted that, we were all so happy for you, and we are like, all right, next time you have to go swim in the water. Okay, next time you better come back with good news. Go dip yourself in the water or go swim or something. And the next time you came and you're like, guys, I did it.
Yeah.
I actually swam in the water.
I
So
actually
it
went in the
was,
water. 12 years it took me, Miguel. That's how bad it was. So anything I do now, it's massive. You know, even washing my hair in warm water, in hot water, is amazing. I did go
mhm.
up one set of stairs the other day, and we're not even thinking about it. So amazing for me. These little wins are awesome, you know. And
Oh,
like I said to you, I went to my beautician, and I went 3 times on special occasion. I got driven there when I was sick, and like I said, the lotion just started, you know, hitting my face, and it had to be washed off straight away because it was burning so much. I couldn't wear makeup; it was that sensitive. So I went back for a facial 2 weeks ago, and Liz, my beautician, said, "Okay, I'm going to try again." I said, "Yeah, okay." So I said, she started doing something. I said, "Have you got it on yet?" She goes, "Yeah, it's been over 5 minutes." I'm like, "Yeah." And so we put on for the full strength and for the full time. Another amazing win that I've not been able to do before. So now I can have, you know, functions.
yeah,
And I remember even
yeah.
getting necks and shoulders massage. I didn't want anyone touching me. I was that sensitive. You know, I hated it. I didn't want anyone doing that.
And everything, and it was uncomfortable.
Yeah. So, you know, now I'm starting getting necks and shoulders. I'm like, oh, this was so good. I love it.
It's amazing. It's so cool when you're able to do the stuff you haven't done in a long time, because it feels like doing it for the first time again.
Yes.
And but now you're even more grateful for it,
Very good.
right? Because it's something you've envisioned for over a decade, and to finally be able to do it, it's like, if you were able to do that, if you never got sick and you just did that stuff, it'll be okay. But now it's like you're so much more grateful for the simple things,
Absolutely.
right? I
Even
think that's
I was really bad with lights and with sounds. Could not. I think I spent probably about 11 years not listening to the radio, and then I started with little tiny soft gentle music for the like 2 minutes. But now I'm in the car bobbing away. The music is really loud. Sometimes I get embarrassed aloud to put the music on. I don't care. I
really,
just don't care. It's so loud. I'm like,
you're just cranking the music up
yeah, loving it.
and partying in. That's amazing. That's amazing. So it's been so cool to see, because you've only been in the program for not even 3 months. We started January
16,
16th.
January 16. Yeah. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
there. I'm
So
not 100%. I still have,
yeah,
you know, I'm still not able to go for a run. Not that I ever ran
yeah,
before, but um, yeah, I'm still not 100%. I think in a couple of months, hopefully, because you still
yeah.
have life in between as well, you know. So, you know, things that happen,
Exactly.
stressful
And
things, but the tools that you give us are teaching us to handle stress and situation in life a lot better. So you don't fall into a
hmm
heap. It's just tools that help you keep calm and having this internal posture, remain calm inside as well, and
hmm
mentally calm as well. So it's been amazing. And
yeah,
again, Miguel, thank you so much. If it wasn't for you, I just don't know. It was a very sad place, and thank you very much for doing for what you do, and your constant passion as well of listening to us. You know, sometimes moan and repeating the same answers as well. You know, but yeah, it's great.
yeah. it's
Absolutely.
it's my pleasure. Like, those calls are so much fun when we have our group and we're all talking, we're laughing. It's some people's highlights of the week. It's funny because when you first start the program, everybody's super nervous and they're shy on these calls, right? And then now everybody looks forward to it. It's kind of like one of the highlights of their week, because it's it's one of the things that help them get their life back. So they have such a positive association with those calls, and we always learn something from it. Even I learned something from it, from you guys, every time.
Absolutely.
It's super cool to see. So for you, if you had to list, your top three favorite things about the entire program so far, what would you say they
Oh,
are? Some people say it's like one-to-one help, the check-in calls, the group. But for you, what would they
I
be
can
if you
tell you
had to
there is
choose?
not one thing that I don't like. I loved um, I love the way that the program is set up to switch your mind in a positive way without even knowing. You know, the things that you might as do the
Mhm,
first 6 weeks was all really to set your mind believing that there is a future out there. And
mhm,
of course, the support is, you know, immense. You know, it's just could not do this without you and Adrienne and Krista and Junior. And
mhm.
it's the whole process. It's looking forward to, you know, people's lives, like I said, life goes on, and there's people now that are having babies and that
Oh yeah.
having separation,
Yo,
getting
just had a
married,
baby.
and they're doing it. They're doing it. This is what it's amazing that they're
Yeah.
doing it. But couldn't do this without the
Yeah.
program. I've tried everything. I've tried everything. There's not one thing that I've not tried. So this is the only thing. You need that mind switch to be able to fix your body. So you need to make sure that your
Mm-hmm.
mind works properly before you get out there.
Mm-hmm.
Without that, there's no way you can do it. Right?
Exactly. That's kind of the foundation of everything we do. Like we start with the mind stuff, the mind shift, getting everything right up there, and then actually after that, then we add the physical activity and the other things there. But it all starts with the mind, So for somebody who's watching this right now, right, who's maybe in your position 5 years ago or even 10 years ago, and they're lost, they're scared, they're confused, and they feel like they're hopeless, kind of like where you were. What would you tell them in terms of words of inspiration? What would you want to tell yourself 10 years ago if you were listening to yourself right now? What
Stop
would you say?
spending money. Stop looking and just join this program. Let your guards down. Trust the program. Trust Miguel, and just do it. Do it as quick as possible. Stop wasting time. You've wasted so much time being sick. Just do it. Just absolutely go for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I showed you my hair, how much hair I've lost, and I'm real. I'm here. I'm telling you, this is the way to go. And the quicker you do it, the better you're gonna get. The quicker you're gonna get. But I also love. I forgot to mention the one-on-one Zoom call, because then you get this personalized program as well. That it's very personal, and it's for you, for what you can do, for what you're able to do at the beginning. That's what I love the most.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was like, because my brain was so bad, my memory was shocking. And I remember on the first call, I think you were there as well, Miguel. Um,
I was
yeah.
there. I remember exactly where it was. I was in the middle of a mall
Oh, is that right?
because I was sitting on the bench and Adrienne was there, and yeah, I remember exactly where it
And then
was.
she
We
said to
had our
me,
first check-in.
start reading one page. And I thought, oh, but I won't remember anything. But with the mind switch, I actually, go into reading again. And it was like from one page, and I'm like on 10, 20 pages later. And it stays in my head as well. So the one-on-one mentoring is great as well. Because, like I said, it's programmed to fit the way you feel. So, and it's at any level. There's some people that are better, some people that are worse in positions. So it suits the particular individual, and that's what I love, because I thought there's no way I'm going to be able to go for a walk outside, because some people were, above me and better than myself. So that's how little I started. I was doing the squats on the wall. Remember that Adrian said?
Oh, I remember that. The first exercise we gave you to just
I had
literally
3.
lean against the wall and go
Yeah,
down a
go down a
bit.
bit.
Yeah, for like 3 seconds or something. And even that, you were like, I guess I could do that. But there was still some hesitation, right? Even just to lean against the wall and do a half squat for a few seconds.
And then
now you're doing 40-minute power
yes,
walks.
and then I started off doing it on the chair. Adrienne said, start doing the squats on the chair, and I'm like doing 30 per day now. So I want to build it up to 60 like I used to, but without effort, which is great. And having you with your background, you and Adrienne background, knowing your personal trainers helps a lot as well. It really does help a lot.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, because we know how to build back physical activity in addition to the CFS side of things, and we've been through it, so we kind of know what that looks like for each individual person.
And I remember being really worried about muscles, like I said before. What's going to happen with the muscles? Where are they going to go? So I was very weak, and I could hardly walk. But now it's really funny, because I wore a very, very different pair of slippers, and I tripped over, and I was able to my legs and my knees were strong enough not to fall over. So I just tripped over, but I was able to, hold myself up.
Able to catch yourself.
Yeah, that's great. I couldn't believe it. So muscles coming back, definitely. But looking forward to getting 100%. I still have issues with my stomach. That's always been a massive issue for me. But and the bloating, oh my gosh, Miguel, the food was always really, really a tough thing for me. But I'm getting there. I had some chocolates on Easter, and it's okay. I'm still here.
Oh, yeah, it didn't completely wipe you out. And I think at the rate of progression you're having right now, like you'll be running in 3 months. You'll be jogging in
Oh
three
my
months
gosh,
because we pretty much we're coming up on the 3 month mark, and you've gone from basically housebound, maybe even couchbound at
definitely.
and many times to being able to walk outside. And it's a totally different Alessia from what I remember. I still remember our first call. It was super cool to see where you are
Yeah.
right now.
And do you
It's
remember the video that we
different
had to do
Alessia.
on the first time? The recording that we had
Hmm.
to talk about that.
Ah,
I did my
yeah,
first
the
one,
video
and I was like,
journals. Yep.
oh, I don't ever want to do another one. I've never done another one ever since because it was in such a bad place that my demeanor was like, it's horrible. I
Yeah.
never did another video again, but I'm
But it'll be cool if you were to do it, or even just compare this video and how joyful and happy you are, and put it side by side with that one. You're going to see like two different Alessias, and that's actually why I put that in place. So I don't even talk about it usually on the website, but yeah, we do. For you guys watching this right now, we have video journals, and we tell people to document their journey, because you're going to be able to see what you're like in adjustment periods and also out of adjustment periods. You're going to see two different people, but also the Alessia 3 months ago
definitely,
in that video is completely different from where you are now. And you're going to be like, holy
definitely.
cow, I
But
am
see, the
truly a different
change that I've
person.
had in 3 months, even if I'm not 100% there, are so amazing for me. Even if there are little changes, that I'm very grateful, very, very grateful for where I am so far in 3 months. So I'm just so happy. I just can't take the smile on my face. I'm walking around with this.
Oh, yeah. And this started. That's the crazy part. We're just getting started. So imagine where you're going to be in another 3 months or 6 months or by the end of the year. So
Oh,
2023 has been your year. Like everything has turned around, and we're only a quarter way through it right now. Well, just over a
I'm
quarter way
actually
through it.
looking forward to
So
celebrating New Year's Eve again because I've not done it for such a long time, so many years. And every time you get an occasion, like I missed out so many birthdays, weddings,
oh,
engagements, and it's always like, oh my God, what's my life like now? So it'll be lovely, if there's any occasions coming up. But New Year's Eve, I can't wait for that. I'm just gonna dance
oh
so
yeah.
hard.
You're gonna make up for all the 12 years you missed. Just go extra hard. Don't
No,
go
no,
too
no.
hard though.
Well, I'm a
But you'll
non-drinker,
be
so that's not a
you'll
problem.
be
But
on
oh my gosh, I can't wait.
yeah,
So I really appreciate what you've done
yeah.
for us and what you're still doing. And this program is amazing. And people, stop looking. Just talk to Miguel, even if you don't have to join or want to join. Just talk to Miguel, and just have a chat. Just have a
Hmm.
chat. That's all I'm asking. So, but let your guards down and
Yeah,
trust in the program, and it works. It
yeah,
changes your life. So just do it. Just do it.
yeah. Amazing. So, anyways, I'm so happy to be able to chat with you here today,
My
Alessia. I
pleasure.
appreciate you coming on board and sharing some of your story. And we should do another one of these,
Oh,
in another 6 months
yeah,
when you're running and
I'll do it while I'm
exercising and
running.
working out. And yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yes.
You'll be on a treadmill or something.
That would be
Stream
amazing.
it.
That would be absolutely amazing. But thanks again, Miguel. I really appreciate it.
We'll absolutely. We'll do a part two. So you guys just watch this. Definitely watch this one back and just listen to the passion and the energy she has for life now. And the Alessia today is different from the Alessia I talked to 3 months ago, right? And we're just getting started. So this is totally possible for you. As long as you've had your tests and scans done and the doctors haven't found anything, we can
Mm.
absolutely help you. But of course, I would say go check out the application. There's a few questions on there just to make sure you're a good fit. We can't help everybody, right? If there's other health issues, but if you had your tests and scans done and they can't find anything, we can absolutely help you. We do it all the time. And Leslie is just one of the many thrivers in the program. She's she's part of the big family
Definitely.
of thrivers. And I'm just so excited for the rest of your journey and
Yeah.
seeing it unfold. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, just comment down below. What was your biggest takeaway? If you can relate to some of the story that Alessia shared with us, comment down below. Make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to be a success story like this, you want to get your life back and just, really have that thriving energy and that thriving health again, hit the link down below, apply for the program,
Yes.
and we'll
Be a
see if you're a good
thriver.
fit.
Be
But
a
other than
thriver
that,
like we have.
yeah, you get some wristbands, you get hoodies. I don't want to spoil it. You get some other stuff too, but always remember that you are a thriver and you are just
One
one
mind
mind
shift
shift
away.
away, as
Yes.
Alexia said, from living a life with thriving health. So we'll see you guys in the next video.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Alexia.